Okay, I'm going to keep this short and as simple as I can. Uh, what I suggest for cleaning and maintaining microfiber towels is the first thing to remember is you don't want to wash them with any other clothes like your regular laundry, mainly because any lint that can come off of that and any dirt or anything like that can come off there and get on your towels, and you don't want that. And it makes quite a bit of lint on your towels, and you don't want your microfibers to lint at all. Secondly, you want to. I would suggest separating your microfibers in a different load. So if you got specific glass cleaning towels, which I would also suggest doing, and you got your regular detailing towels and your wheel polishing stuff like that, towels and everything, which I have everything for, uh, I would wash those all in a separate load. Your wash mitts, uh, your any bug scrubbers you have, any detailing towels that you use to apply a spray wax or a detailer, you can all wash those together. The only things that I would wash by themselves is towels that you use for glass cleaning, and wheel polishing towels, and applicator pads, stuff like that, like foam pads from like Meguiar's or whatever. You want to actually soak those overnight, or at least for an hour before you actually do the initial wash. And I would suggest with any foam pad, I would use something like this here, this Detailer's Pro polishing pad rejuvenator. This is actually designed for it works pretty well for foam applicator pads too. I actually tried it, but it was originally designed for buffing pads, for a DA polisher, kind of like this here. This is for my dual action polisher, and that's what that was originally designed for. But technically, when you're washing, you want to get the best wash out of your towels the first time, and that can be easily achieved if you wash them in separate loads. Uh, some people think, well, why not we just waste water that way? No, not really. I mean, as long as you do the smallest load, you're not going to waste too much water. I mean, it doesn't really affect the water bill that much, from depending on how your rates are and stuff like that. But uh, that's what I would suggest doing. I do it all the time with my stuff. I mainly because I want to get the best performance out of my towels. But bottom line is you don't want to wash them all together. Like I said before, you can wash your wash mitts, your drying towels, and your exterior detailing towels, like these here, like you would use for like applying a quick wax or a spray detailer. That's fine. Um, Especially any towels that you use for glass cleaning, mainly because there's so many chemicals in glass cleaner and spray waxes and stuff like that. You don't want to mix that stuff together, because usually that interacts with one another, and you're not going to get a good result with one or even both products that you used when you go to try to use that on your car for the next use. uh, and then some other four rules to remember is when you're washing: don't use fabric softener, don't use bleach, no dryer sheets, and no high heat. You can dry them in the dryer, but on a low heat setting or no heat at all. What happens is when you use high heat, the high heat from the dryer actually pretty much starts to melt the fibers in the microfiber. It's not going to catch it on fire, but it will actually damage the microfiber material and cause the towel to become rough, which you don't want, especially when you're using them on paint. And if you're a car enthusiast or whatever, and you don't like swirls in your paint, or holograms or anything like that, that's a step to to remember and make sure you remember and take, because you don't want to make the mistake of like how I had, where I've had to buy towels over and over and over again because they were not washed and dried properly. But now I've learned over the past several months of how to actually do that. And you can use a regular laundry detergent. The only things about regular laundry detergent is mainly two things. One, it doesn't rinse out very well in microfibers, so it leaves some sort of residue, kind of like soapy residue in the towel. It's kind of dry, and then when it gets re-wetted from any product like spray wax or detail or something like that, it gets reactivated, and then it will most likely smear. And I noticed that recently with some towels that I had before, and I went to use a spray detailer and it smeared all over my car on the paint, and that was why. And secondly, that's and it doesn't clean very well like a microfiber towel cleaner. What I would recommend using is there's few brands I know off the top of my head that AutoGeek.net sells these different brands from other people. One of them is Micro Restore, one's Pinnacle Natural Brilliance, one's Blackfire, and there's another one. I believe it's just called Microfiber Rejuvenator or Cleaner, but you have your choices of which one you want to pick. Personally, I really like the Micro Restore, so I mean it's all by personal preference of which one you want to use. I mean they're all pretty good from what I've heard, so it's up to you which one you want to get and the price you want to pay. Personally, I don't think you go wrong with getting Micro Restore. I think it's a pretty good product. It's worked very well for me, and it is expensive, and I will say, but it does work. It does what it's supposed to do. So I think you'll be happy with what the performance that it gives you from the price that you pay. So, but that's really all I can really say about that. If sometimes when you get into this hobby, you get into the kind of like the passion of having so much stuff, and that's the problem a lot of people have. They spend a lot of money on stuff like this, and I've got quite a bit of collection here, and I've spent definitely a lot of money in getting everything that I own right now, so it's not something that takes too much money, because it can be an expensive hobby, and you want to make sure you're getting your money's worthwhile, especially when you're spending a lot of money on towels and stuff like that and things of that nature for detailing tools. So you want to make sure you're getting the right stuff, washing them and preserving them, because you don't want to waste all your money again and having to buy new ones if you ruin them because you didn't wash and dry them correctly. So that's why I'm actually giving you these tips, and to save you from the hassle and headache of doing that, because I don't want you to make the mistake that I've made. If there's anything else, mainly I think that if you do those tips, if you wash them the way and dry them the way I had suggested, you'll be fine. Just no fabric softeners, no bleach, no dryer sheets, no high heat. Dry them on low heat or no heat at all, and wash all your towels separate, and you should be fine. So I think that will help you out for many years to come, because you can get quite a bit of washes and stuff like that out of the same microfibers and stuff like that, and I really think that if you do that over and over again and wash them the same way, you'll get tons and tons of washes out of these. So again, I think that's all that I needed to share with you, so I'm hoping that this helps, and and good luck. Thanks for watching.